Hey, man. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Right on.
I love your background. I know it's like a virtual background, but it's cool.
Yeah, we went over to Stuart's studio and he had like some red velvet curtains, and then because of the COVID thing, we thought, well, maybe we'll just do it in separate spots so we don't
Sure.
have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have anything cool here, and then I just noticed at the top of the right hand screen there's a virtual background
Yeah.
button, and I hit that, and that's the Smash Fashion
Oh, shit.
wall. So I thought, yay, why not? Let's go for it.
Even cooler. Even cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
So I invited, is it Lloyd or Stuart or
It's Stu.
Stuart? Okay.
Yeah, Stuart.
I invited Stuart, and
So we're waiting on him.
Waiting on him. That's really cool. So you can add your own background in here. I didn't even know.
Yeah. I didn't know about that feature.
Yeah.
And, it looks pretty cool. It looks like some dirty back London street, back street.
Yeah, like
Or New York.
Or New York for sure. Where are you? You're in LA, right?
Yeah. I'm in LA. Stuart's in LA. Are you out in New York?
I am. I'm Long Island, New York.
Okay, cool.
I'm in a garage.
I was in New York last year. I went to that Mott the Hoople show, I guess about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I was kind of shocked at how the rock and roll culture seems to have. Where is it?
Yeah, man. That's definitely something we're gonna get into today because I was listening to your band this morning, man. I mean, you're keeping that shit alive.
Yeah, we just want to have some fun, man.
It seems to not really exist anymore. Like, just straight fucking rock and roll.
Yeah.
And man, I've been blasting. I looked up, some YouTube videos, and I love the 7-inch, the new 7-inch.
Oh yeah, I got the heebie-jeebies.
I got the heebie-jeebies at CBGB's, and
I brought this so we could talk. Does it show? Yeah, I guess if I hold it.
It shows a little bit, but then if you move it, it'll blend into the background.
Yeah, I need to hold it in front of me.
I just ordered one of those myself, man.
Oh, I would have got you one.
Man, I love to support.
Right
artists,
on. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
I
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course. And I got to say, man, I love the Benny and the Jets cover.
Yeah.
I played it like 10 times in a row. I just blasted the shit out of it.
That's cool. Yeah, that's been in our set forever. And we actually had tracked it previously, but it didn't really come out the way that I felt it could have. And then so we redid it and just had it kind of in the vault. And then so when we decided to put this single out, we said, let's throw Benny on the other side. He'll make a cool flip side for it. So
right.
Yeah,
man, it is. I'm loving it. I'm really, really into it. So
cool. Thanks, man.
Of course. I think we should wait. I mean, I've been recording already, so any of this stuff we've been saying, I'm gonna throw it in there. I don't like to leave out anything, especially when we're talking about the music and stuff like that.
Let me hit Stuart up text wise, fashionably late.
It's all good.
Lead guitar players. You know how they are.
It's all good. Was his name Jersey Ed? I think he got in touch with me.
Yeah, Ed Puglisi.
Yeah.
Ed's been in the management business for a long time. He used to manage Raging Slab.
Okay.
And Blitzspear up in New York, and he managed one of my old bands. And he's kind of been involved in my musical endeavors ever since I was like a teenager. He's just always liked what I've been doing. And he kind of jumped onto the Smash Fashion thing about 4 years ago, after our third album, Big Cat Love, and, loved the record and kind of came back. I hadn't spoken to him in a long time. And he's just been helping us out. He's kind of like, he's like the fifth member of the band. And it's great to have somebody like that because it gets harder and harder. The road gets narrower.
Absolutely.
As you go down this path and, guys get older, families, all that stuff starts to happen. And just to have an ally on your side, it's great. I'm lucky. Yeah.
And it was great. He found me. He found the podcast and he sent me, some of your tracks and things like that. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is perfect. Absolutely
Cool.
fucking
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. He's great at that.
So we have Stuart here now. Can you see him?
I don't see him as of yet. Is there, let me see.
Here.
There's a gallery thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If you hit
There
that view, there you
There
see
he
him
is.
now. All right.
The man, the legend.
The man, the legend, Stuart. Welcome to the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast. And I didn't even say it to you yet, Roger. Welcome to the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast.
Right on.
And guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We've been bullshitting a little bit, but we're gonna get into it now that you're here. So, Stuart, how are you doing, man?
I'm well, fair to Midland, they say. I'm not dead.
Yep. That's always good. That's always good. Now you're out in LA too now, right?
That's right. Yeah. I've been here for a while.
Yeah. So I was telling Roger, I've been blasting your music all day. When I get into these interviews, I like to really get into the band, and I'm being dead honest, man. You guys fucking rip. You guys kill it. You guys should be fucking filling stadiums.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that,
yeah, well,
I'd have $30.
It's true though, man. It's big fucking rock, and I think it's really something that's missing in the genres today. Everything kind of sounds the same, and it's just really love the fucking big, powerful, punchy rock, man. It's so good. So your genre is known as dandy rock. Could you tell people what dandy rock is for those who may not know?
I think, it's kind of tongue in cheek. Somewhere back along the lines of the history of the band, that term kind of like got tossed in there. And I think at that time, when the band first started, the goal was to bring some flash and excitement back into rock and roll. We weren't seeing a lot of it anymore. Bands weren't really putting any effort into the visual aspect of it as far as stage appearance. Mm-hmm. And for us, that's always kind of been a big deal. Like when I was a kid, when I'd go see bands, I would check everything out, man, from the kind of shoes they had on, to the way their guitar chords or pedals looked, like the whole appearance of the band live. Everything was part of the show to me, and we weren't seeing that anymore. So in the initial stages of the band, it was really important to kind of, present ourselves visually, like by dressing up and looking cool, which isn't a far stretch from how we are anyway as people. Yeah. But that thing kind of stuck in there. I think one of the drags of that kind of label is that a lot of times people dismiss it as being all flash and no substance. And I don't think that's the case with us. We like to have fun, but there's definitely some substance behind it.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
The dandy rock thing, yeah, why not?
Sure. I mean, I hear a lot in your music. I hear punk, I hear glam rock, I hear psychedelic rock. Yeah. There's obvious influences in there, but you also really just have your own sound.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, of course. So Stuart, how long have you been playing guitar?
Well, let's see. I guess the year of our Lord 1975.
1975. Yeah, man. Well, let me tell you something. You rip, man. Every track that I listen to, you got that fucking solo right in the middle of it, and you kill it. So when did this band all start? When did you guys form?
The band started quite a while ago. We started off under a different name called the Flare, and by the time we had managed to put together enough tracks for an album, we had an investor at that time, and we were ready to put a record out, a CD, full length, and a band out of Canada called the Flares sent us a cease and desist junction. So we had to backstep and figure out what we were going to do name wise. And the name Smash Fashion got tossed in the mix. It was actually one of my older songs, title of an older song I had. And we rolled with that. That was a different lineup initially. And I think when we started out, it definitely had the same aesthetic. Sonically, I think it was a little bit more power pop oriented, although there was definitely elements of everything that we're doing now. And by the time the second record came along, the more glam influence was starting to kind of come in, which, you know, that was a big contribution on my behalf. That being a big influence on me also. So, and then Stuart came along for the first single that we did, the Blame It on the Brandy single, which I don't know, how long ago was that now, Stuart?
I'm not counting really, you know.
Yeah, it was a while ago. And then so since the Blame It on the Brandy single, you know, we've done Big Cat Love, the Junkie Luck single, the Rompus Pompous album, and now the latest single, Got the Heebie-Jeebies.
Yeah.
All which feature Mr. Lloyd Stuart Casson on guitar and production. He's also our producer. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So, like I said before, you clearly have your own style, but who would you say your biggest influences are, you know, musically?
You want to go first, Stu?
I'm sorry, can you say again?
Sure.
Influences?
Yeah, biggest influences, yeah.
Well, I mean, as a kid, I mean, I heard everything around the house. My mom was very cool. Everything from like Hendrix, Aretha Franklin to the James Gang or Fifth Dimension or the Temptations. And I started getting into rock. My sister, I have the benefit of having an elder sister who brought home the cool records like Kiss Alive and Queen Night at the Opera and Mind the Bollocks with the Sex Pistols. And and my dad had Jesus Christ Superstar, which is the Broadway version, which is fucking a great album.
Yeah.
You know, from there as a kid, playing in cover bands doing UFO and Budgie and Scorpions.
Budgie.
I said Budgie.
Budgie, you said Budgie.
I said Budgie. But it's true. It's all true. I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, started as a kid in Brooklyn, actually, in New York. Where are you?
I'm Long Island, New York. I'm about an hour from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, that's where I started, in stealing cigars and drinking whiskey.
Yep.
Good life.
You know.
That's it.
What kids do. That's what kids do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then moved to DC as a kid also and played in some punk rock bands. A band called Dove. I played with a band called the Meatmen. Did a couple records with them. I've toured with HR from the Bad Brains. You know, I saw them too very early on. Like, you know, I'm dating myself, but you know, as nobody else will, I was at the Bad Brains show in 1979. You know, watching them fucking in DC.
Wow.
And it was, you know, jaw dropped. Like what? You know.
I'm jealous, man. I wasn't even born yet. I'm jealous.
Have you ever seen those early pictures of the Bad Brains? And there's always like young kids. It's real early, young kids standing in front watching the show. Stuart's in a lot of those pictures.
I am he whom you refer.
That's him now.
Wow.
But other than that, you know, I played in like some art rock bands. Played with the Velvet Monkeys, and which is, you know, and I listened to Eno and Fripp and you know Uriah Heep. I mean, everything really that's
the
cool.
Heap.
Yeah.
I said Heep. You know, whatever is cool, you know, it's great. You know, Michael Schenker is a great guitar player, you know, UFO. And, you know, as I said, we covered that. You know, I don't know. I just love rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah. It's clear. It's clear. Not only through your guitar playing, but obviously all those names you just dropped. I mean, there's you know, yeah, you know your shit. Very
At
cool.
least I like to surround myself with the shit, if you will.
Yep, absolutely. Surround yourself with it, you know. And Roger, how about you? What who are your biggest influences?
Very, very similar to Stuart. You know, we're of the same age bracket, so we kind of came up under a lot of the same stuff. And you know, when punk rock came around, we both, you know, I think for me, it was definitely my entry into the performing end of it. I was a drummer initially. I was playing drums, trying to find out what I wanted to do. And then, you know, when the punk rock thing hit, I started drumming in some bands, and eventually kind of worked my way from behind the kit. I was the youngest guy in a band at one point, and they said, "You're the prettiest youngest guy. Get you out from behind the kit. We're going to put a bass on you, and you're going to sing." And so that's how I started singing, basically. Wow. And I played bass and sang for years, but you know, the same influences. You know, I grew up in a musical household. My mom was very, very into music. So as a kid, you know, she had Led Zeppelin 2 and Otis Redding and Ike and Tina Turner and Isaac Hayes and Marvin Gaye, all the great soul stuff, and a lot of the cool rock and roll stuff. And I caught the rock and roll bug. My mom had a single of Let It Be, the Beatles, and on the flip side was Revolution. And I just remember dropping the needle on the vinyl, and that screeching guitar, you know, that overdriven John Lennon guitar that kicks off Revolution with the screams. Man, it shook me, man. And like it's been a lifelong obsession since that song.
Yeah. And
then, you know, I started discovering my own stuff. Alice Cooper was a really big thing for me as a teenager, as well as a lot of the hard rock stuff of the 70s, Deep Purple, and like Stuart, UFO, Thin Lizzy, all that stuff, Van Halen, early Van Halen. And, you know, and then, like I said, when the punk thing came, that was the entry. I was fortunate at that time. I was living in New England, and we had a really good radio station up there. And they were playing stuff like Killing Joke and Psychedelic Furs and Joy Division and all this great new, you know, punk and post-punk music.
Yeah.
And, you know, my taste started to kind of not move away from what I had previously, but I started to expand, and I was absorbing a lot of this other stuff. And, you know, eventually I started moving around and with the desire to start a band. And, you know, like Stuart, I got into a punk rock and roll band, which eventually made the move in the late 80s to LA. And I've actually me and Stuart have known each other quite a while. We met, Stuart used to work at a club, and his band played there and my band played there a lot, the Coconut Teaser, here in LA. And, you know, years later, we bumped into each other again. By that point, I had this band going. But, you know, the songwriting thing, also the influences for me is, like I said, the early Alice Cooper band's a big deal. Mark Bolan, you know, David Bowie. Not that I'm anywhere near that category of a songwriter, but it's definitely inspirational for me. But also things like Tom Petty and Dwight Twilley are huge for me. I'm a huge Dwight Twilley fan. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Looking for the Magic, right?
Oh yeah. That's like Tom Petty on the bass too on that track.
No way. Wow.
Yeah, really good stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of influences in the band, and the same goes for the other guys. You know, Repo is really into R&B and reggae, and, you know, loves his soul and early punk rock. And then Scarlett, you know, is also a big glitter rock guy and rock and roll. You know, he loves the Stones and you know, that kind of stuff too, like that raunchy bluesy rock, as we all do. We all have similar tastes.
Yeah. So now both of you, when you get into the studio, whether it's Stuart on the guitar, you on the vocals, what's your method for channeling these influences and making it your own?
Hmm. I think the feel and vibe of the song dictates that kind of stuff, where it's like, oh, you know, how does this feel? Does this remind you of something? Or, you know, does this have a certain vibe? For me, I mean, Stuart may have a whole different look of what inspires him. I'm not sure. What do you say?
Yeah.
Roger brings the songs. He's the primary writer. And so it's kind of like an interpretation thing, you know, like he'll play it and then we'll track it with the drums, kind of raw out, beat it out, and then flesh it out from there. And like things will just start presenting themselves. Ideas will start coming to me, arrangement wise or guitar part seasonings or things. And it's all, you know, it's all from the category of our collective, you know, exposure to all these elements, and they just come out in a flash, and it's like, oh, dude, did we just don't make me bad company up in here, or bad finger, you know? Oops, I just, you know,
yeah.
What do we just do there? Oh, you know.
No, that's very
bowling up all over this shit, you know. We just just comes.
That's very cool. Now, do you start off with an idea of what you want the song to be, and it completely changes? Does that ever happen?
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of songs that when, you know, I'll be working it out or like trying to get a grasp on it or whatever, and then by the time it gets filtered through, you know, the various band members and the drummer and Stuart or whatever, it has a different life than initially how I thought it would be. And most of the time that's really good. You know, there's a song on Rompus Pompous called Tender Was the Hook. And initially I thought that it would be more like a Tom Petty kind of thing. But after through that filterization process that Stuart was talking about, it came out more like 10cc or something, which is cool. It took a different life form, and that's part of the fun, part of the excitement and mystery, you know, like that's a really big word with me in rock and roll, is mystery, because I feel that's something that's kind of disappearing due to social media. You know, people, artists, musicians feel the need that they have to constantly be in the social media spotlight. And for me, it kills the mystery. You know, I don't want to see 100 pictures of you every day. And you know, even if you're Led Zeppelin, like I don't want to see somebody with bedhead yawning showing us their latest song. Like I'd rather see it when it's done and hear it when it's done. And you know what I mean? Like the mystery's being sucked out of it, and it's just a different vibe. It's a different world. And what shaped my idea of what I think is cool, rock and roll wise. But you know, everybody's different, but that's just my own opinion on it.
Yeah, man, I agree with that 100%. And, you know, over this past year, obviously the world's changed drastically. So how are you guys doing with this? I mean, I know touring's obviously not a thing, and that hurts, but have you been doing any like projects while you had this downtime, or any new albums coming out? I know Rompus Pompous was your last full length.
Yeah.
So we got any pandemic projects coming out or anything like that?
Well, me and Stuart have been getting together in the studio, and there is a lot of unfinished Smash Fashion song tracks. We've always recorded a lot. Whenever we went in to record, we'd always have extra songs. So there is some stuff that we've been trying to finish up, and we did manage to put out that single during the pandemic on, which by the way, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Also, it's available. It comes in this really cool poppy red vinyl on Yeah Right Records out of Canada.
Yeah.
So we did manage to get that out. Unfortunately, like you said, we did have a tour of Canada booked up I think we had 8 to 10 shows that went away. But we've been trying to stay busy, and I've been writing. I've got a whole fistful of songs that, you know, as soon as things open up and we can all get back into a room and, you know, have a drummer in there with us, and you know, hopefully we can work out, you know, some new tunes. I definitely have enough songs for another Smash Fashion record.
Yeah.
And there's enough songs for another Smash Fashion record in the can. So it's just, we'll have to see, you know, how it all plays out.
You know, a funny thing, when Roger said he's got a fistful of songs, I heard, I got a fistful of dollars.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
group, so, you know, just filters, you know.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's right. And I was telling Roger before, Stuart, I picked up that single this morning. I absolutely love that track. I love the Benny and the Jets cover. You want to tell everybody where they can get it? Because I got it at Bandcamp. I don't know if there's a better place to get it, or.
Tony Lima, who is the owner of Yeah Right Records, he does have it for sale on Bandcamp.
Okay.
We do have a distributor. They're based here in Los Angeles, California, Cobra Side Distribution. They sell almost all of our catalog at this point. I think probably the best and fastest way is to go directly through Yeah Right Records, their website or their Bandcamp site.
Yeah.
And, the other thing is that if you do buy through Tony, it does come with some bonus stuff, like these cool Smash Fashion stickers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's got some extra goodies that go with it. So if you were to buy it and you want a couple of little extra goodies, definitely go through him.
Fantastic.
So,
and now it's limited, right? Limited run.
It is. It's getting close to being sold out. So, you know, get it while it's hot, so to speak.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't make me kicks up on you.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Kicks too. I mean, they were in DC, and Brian Forsyth is a really great dude. And, you know, I've been following them for years, and just, you know, he's just a really great guy. So yeah, Kicks is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Kicks are real cool.
Very cool. I got to check that out too. So like you guys, I mean, I know you miss touring. I miss going to shows. I miss going to concerts. So what I've been doing lately is been watching a lot of live performances, just to, you know, get back there a little bit. And so I watched some of yours this morning. I really love the Wicked Ways performance at the Viper Room.
Yeah.
I believe it was like 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. How much do you miss touring at this point? And do you see it happening sometime in the future?
I could use a holiday to Switzerland to play music. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. I know. We did make it over to the UK, and you know, that's been a goal of ours to get back over there. We do have a pretty good following there. And it's just, you know, with the COVID thing and not knowing what's up, and also just kind of the way rock and roll shows and tours are being booked right now, it's been a little bit frustrating for us as a quote unquote rock band. And we talked about this earlier before Stuart came on, how the kind of stuff that we're doing it's getting harder and harder to find. And what we have found as the type of rock band that we are is that everything's very subgenre now. So, you know, there's, you know, death rock, or, you know, hardcore, or, you know, psychobilly, or, you know, the list goes on and on and on. And there is this little like new glam movement that we are lumped in with quite a bit. Mm-hmm. There's some cool bands like Judah and, you know, Hammered Satin, and you know, Faz Waltz. I don't know if you've heard any of these bands. They're all really cool. Ulysses out of the UK. and we know we're friends with most of these bands. So there is a little bit of a niche and a genre for us, but you know, trying to land a tour like that has been tough. And so maybe after COVID, where people have had more time to sit around and look on YouTube and, you know, do some research and stuff, maybe some doors might be open, you know. So sure. we're just waiting like everybody else for the smoke to clear and see what's going to happen here.
That's it.
But we do want, I'm really anxious to start playing live again. I miss it.
Yeah.
I miss the volume, the fun, the ritual of it. It's in our DNA. It's in my DNA. I mean, I've been doing it since I was a kid.
Right.
So it's time to do it again. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. And I know it's not the same, but any talk of like virtual live stream concert kind of event or anything like that, or just kind of waiting?
It's not out of the realm of possibility. I know that the Whiskey has been doing stuff like that here, and I looked into that. As of right now, there's no plan for it, although we have been talking about doing a virtual COVID video of a new song that we have that we're actually going to start shopping that around and have a video accompanying it. But you know, we're just still trying to figure it out like everybody else, you know. Like, yeah. This is really cool being able to do a Zoom thing. You know, but we're just like everybody else going, wow, what's next? You know,
absolutely.
What do we do next? Yeah.
You know, that's another thing too. I checked out some of your music videos today. So if everyone wants to head over to YouTube and look up Smash Fashion.
Yeah, we have a Smash Fashion YouTube channel.
Yeah.
With you know, quite a bit of content on it, I guess, at this point.
Couple great videos, notable from me, Marionette,
yeah,
and Teenage Demon.
Oh yeah, yeah,
the animated one. Yeah,
yeah.
Those are obviously very cool songs, but the videos are just as great. So
cool. Glad you
head on over,
it.
Check that out. Absolutely. So now there's a few other members of the band that are not here.
Right. Repo, our longtime drummer, he's now living in Finland.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was telling you earlier, you know, if and when we get over to Europe, we'd love to have him on board for those shows. So I think for the future here in the States, we'll probably, you know, get something going with a local drummer here so we can, you know, get up and running. And then Scarlett, our bass player, lives in Philly. He used to live in LA. He's also, like Stuart, from Brooklyn, and longtime New York guy, back and forth to LA, but he's now in Philly. So, you know, we miss those guys. We wish they were here, but such is life in the year 2021. And, you know, they both got things going on and, you know, their respective places, families and stuff. So, you know, once again, when the smoke clears, you know, we'll come up with a game plan and get back at it.
Absolutely. Well,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting some new music from you guys. And listen, anybody out there listening, download Smash Fashion's music and fucking blast it. Play it so loud. It sounds phenomenal loud. It deserves to be loud. And we need this. We need this kind of music.
Hear that, Stuart? Sounds great loud.
No, turn it down.
No earplugs.
Yeah.
Too much cymbals.
So is there anything else you'd like to add or anything we haven't gone over? We can do that now.
Well, I haven't complained all year. So we locked down in March and I'm just starting to feel like complaining. So I just want to log this complaint now.
I would love to hear it.
No, that's it. I just wanted to say, I want you to take note that I'm about to start complaining about this shit.
I gotcha.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It started here in the Hell Fucking Yeah podcast.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do want to one time get in again. I know it's a shameless plug, but this is the chance to do it.
Do it.
We do have a new single out. Got the heebie-jeebies at CBGB's. on the Yeah Right Records. Go to their website or Bandcamp and check it out. He's got a lot of other cool stuff there. He's been really cool with us. We're pretty happy with the arrangement. And we also have a Facebook page. Feel free to come check us out, stay on top of what we're doing. And hopefully we'll see you out there.
Absolutely. And check out smashfashionmusic.com for all this, all the music. And it's a great website too. Very cool looking.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course. So one more question I have to ask you guys. So I ask this for everybody. On a scale from 1 to hell fucking yeah, how stoked were you to be here today?
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah, hell fucking yeah. A
Awesome.
10 plus.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
On steroids.
Yeah. That's
with
the best
caffeine.
answer. Oh yeah. Keep it going. That's the best answer I ever got.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, man.
Absolutely.
You got a really cool show here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you guys keep killing it. You guys sound so fucking good. I love your music. Can't wait to hear more of it.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
Absolutely. And I think I got you guys on Instagram. It's Smashing Dandies, right? Is that the page?
That's us.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic, man.
All right.
You.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Okay, man. Have a good one.
You too.